Well, one of the sad things was, the Capitol, working on the Hill, to me was a lot like a college campus. There were protesters. You'd walk out and walk outside on the lawn, and there was a significant part of the Capitol that you could walk around and have lunch on, and those kinds of things. And one of the things that happened, fairly quickly was a lot of that was blocked off, and some of the protesters, even if they seemed annoying before, you missed them because it sort of created that environment that, it's about the free speech, and that's what we're there for. And I will always remember that as being a change. It may not sound like a big change, but to me, having experienced what it was like before and then, unfortunately, kind of what it was afterwards, I thought that was really kind of sad. But that was it's a very, kind of personal observation. There was a lot of consideration given to continuous operations of the Capitol and the processes itself, and that extended down to down to the committees themselves. Each committee, as far as I know our committee had to develop a plan with alternate sites, contact plans, certain equipment that you would have to have in a kind of a flyaway bag, and those kinds of things. So we all had to go through that, and that was, that's just smart thinking. But it didn't change the way we really lived, or the way we operated on a regular basis. It was just kind of it's just planning. So other than that, I wouldn't say there was a great deal of change, before and after. Certainly the interest from the public changed quite a bit. For example, just how you argue over what the country needs was a very different argument after 9/11 than before. That got to fundamentally, before you'd wonder, prescription drugs and Medicare, those kinds of things were kind of, how's the country going to, pay for those? And now it became, that wasn't the argument. For the first time, it was, where are we going to bring this country as far as its capabilities?